Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I am Hiral Dadia. Clearly, if you go to see, in terms of where markets are concerned, like Monday's session, we are seeing short covering in the markets in today's session as well. Now, what does this mean, and what should we be watching out for in terms of levels is interesting because it's clearly the negative global cues which are taking a toll on the domestic markets as well. Monday session, we ended around levels of around 19,434, and today as well, we are slightly above that at 19,465 as we speak, but a good spike that has come in shortly. Broader markets did underperform, but clearly it's the defensive large cap names that have been outperforming lately. Let's welcome in our guest. We have Gaurav Bissa, Vice President at Incred Equities, joining in to discuss more. Gaurav, good afternoon and welcome to the show. Uh, Overall, what is the sense that you're picking up in terms of markets? Because Monday and today, we're seeing that last hour short covering, that is getting us back. But there is something which is not letting the markets fall as well completely, right? There is that consolidation, there is that support which is being maintained. What's that you're picking up?
Good afternoon to you and your viewers. As far as markets are concerned, there are a couple of stocks which are keeping it higher. So if you look at Reliance, that has been one of the biggest reason why Nifty is not closing below lower levels of 19,300. In isolation, if you look at the charts of Nifty 50 itself, you'll find that there's a good demand area at levels of 19,300 spot area. We have seen two strong bounces coming from those particular levels, and till the time it sustains about those levels, we may see a move towards 19,500. The overall trend still remains around rise. Nifty as well as Bank Nifty both are in a downtrend and on hourly charts. So, in my opinion, this is more of a technical pullback that we're seeing right now. And if the global markets don't bounce back strong, especially likes of S&P 500, then this selling may resume. It may head towards the low of 19,100, 19,200. For Bank Nifty also, we have seen it bouncing from its 21 exponential moving edge on weekly charts. RSI on daily charts also near very oversold zone. So it's more of a technical bounce back I'm looking for markets, especially for next couple of trading sessions. And then probably we'll look at how the orientation happens from those particular levels. For now, one should not be negative, one should not be bearish play for a bounce back. But around levels of 19,550 and 600, I think that is where fresh shorts can be created.
Right. So that's with regards to where Nifty 50 goes. Now, coming in terms of Bank Nifty, that's clearly underperforming the Nifty as well. Uh, Clearly, on Monday's session, it closed below the 50 EMA, and that remains the key negative that we have been watching out for in terms of Bank Nifty. What is your view? Because today as well, if you see in terms of Bank Nifty, we're still below that 44,000 mark.
See, if you look at this, again, I'll be more interested in futures because this is what we have recommended to our clients as well today. If you look at the Bank Nifty, again, it's near the support area of 21 exponential moving as on weekly charts. And since last 4-5 months, we have not seen Bank Nifty closing below this particular moving average for a time now. So there can be some bounce back. On hourly charts also, you will see there's a small bullish range that has been seen. So technical bounce back of 500 to 700 points in next 2 days cannot be ruled out. As I said, both indices are in downtrend. But for a time being, I think there can be a bounce back. If you ask me, between Nifty and Bank Nifty, I think Bank Nifty gives a much better, much clearer trade at this point in time. One can keep a 200 point stop loss play for a 500 to 700 point upside. I think the risk is also in the favor for buying. In my opinion, I would be a buyer, and this is what we have recommended to our clients at Incred Capital as well.
Right. Apart from this, another trend that I'm witnessing right now, Gaurav, is that the IT sector is actually pulling up Nifty from the day's low, right? What's the sense that you pick up in terms of the IT index? What are you seeing?
See, it's been more of a range-bound move. When the heavyweights came out with a weaker set of numbers, like Infosys, when it fell down, it corrected from, again, it's been trading the channel, Nifty IT index. It reversed from the upper band of the flat channel. And from there on, we are seeing bounce back also coming in. So it's more of a flattish kind of move that we are seeing overall. One can always argue if the anchor point starts somewhere else. But overall, if you see, Nifty IT has been in a range, and I'm expecting some more range-bound move happening. Also, IT has a history of giving support, but it does not lead to a direction in Nifty. And that basically is done by heavyweights like Bank Nifty. So, in my opinion, we can have something like a good support coming in, a pullback of 150 points like we witnessed today. That can be possible because of IT. But overall, if you want to see a push coming that is not going to happen from IT, in my opinion. IT index itself is going to be in a range bound mode. There can be one or two stocks which will be outliers, which can see breakout, something like Coforge. But overall, the setup still looks range bound.
Right. So that's with regards to IT names. Moving on, Apollo Hospitals is seeing some smart moves in today's session. What's your view?
See, it gave a breakout at levels of 4,900, 5,000, and after that, giving a breakout, it witnessed decent amount of upside. But at higher levels, we have seen the stock again witnessing some amount of pressure, some amount of profit booking. So, in my opinion, it's going to be more for range bound mode. Here, if somebody wants, one can keep a stop loss of 100 points, pay for target of 200 points. That can be done. The structure is positive. It is near the breakout area again, but it still needs a push, a nudge happening from the lower levels where we can see from here on the reversals again happening. But for now, I think traders can keep a stop loss of 2%, play for targets of 4%. But that is what the trader is going to be. I would not play for larger targets at this point in time.
Gaurav, the volumes are absolutely very strong in terms of Tata Motors as we speak. Along with it, the stock is up in trade now as well. What is it that you're picking up, and what is the derivative data indicating on this counter?
Tata Motors, more than the open interest, I think it's option that is giving a much better idea. If you look at the 600 strike put option, we have seen decent amount of writing happening. It's a comfortable writing, even when the stock was trading just about 600 levels a few days back. At that point, also, we did not see any panic short covering sort of happening in 600 strike put writer. So, in my opinion, till the time 600 sustained, we may see a bounce back sort of coming in, and it can again move towards the level of 630. 630 is the immediate hurdle area. Once it gives a close above 630, we can see a fresh round of buying emerging, and which can take it towards 650, 655. So, in my opinion, it's a strong stock. Given a breakout, the option writing is shifting from 550, 600 zone to now 600 to 640 zone. So, in my opinion, any declines towards 600 could be a lucrative buying opportunity.
Right, so that's with regards to where Tata Motors goes. Moving on, Interglobe Aviation actually witnessed a surge in short positions, and this was after the large deal with the promoter selling 5.1% stake. What should the strategy be with Interglobe Aviation, according to you?
We were bearish on the stock, but it was around 2,600 around those levels where it reversed from a multi-year rising trend line resistance area. At this point, the structure is not saying that one should be fresh into shorting positions because it's trading in the support area. 2430 is the immediate support area. If I were to create fresh shorts, it will be only below an hourly close below 2430, in which case it can step towards the level of 2320, 2340. At this point, if somebody has created shorts, time to book out the profits, so at least keep a trailing stop loss. Avoid fresh shorts, but I would not be a buyer as well because at higher levels, I am expecting some more pressure building up. The structure is not strong, but at this point, it does not garner fresh shorting just because it is in the support area.
Right. Moving on in terms of other names, Hindustan Copper and Vodafone, both these actually saw a jump in short positions as well. And this is post the earnings. What should the strategy be according to you?
To be honest, I don't track idea. It's something which I generally avoid. But yes, for Hindu Copper, we have seen that the stock witnessed a very strong move. It's currently above the previous breakout area, so I would not be creating fresh shorts here. Rather, somebody who is playing with shorts should be a little bit careful at this point in time. With strict stop losses, but I think it's still the breakout area. Any uptick in market, any uptick in metal space, I think Hindustan Copper will be one of the first beneficiary, one of the first prominent stock to witness a reversal sort of for the upside. So, in my opinion, I would be staying away with the shorts. If you are having long positions, you're booking profits, it's absolutely fine. You're making money, you're taking money out of the table. That is absolutely fine. It was in a slightly overbought zone. But in my opinion, I would not be creating shorts in Hindu Copper at this point in time.
Right. Ipca and Zydus, both of these pharma names are seeing addition of long positions in today's session. What would you advise?
Zydus, we have been positive for a while now, but at this stage, it does not look that interesting because it's moved up a lot. The only issue is about the risk reward. If you see, it has been forming consistently. Open interest addition happening, decent long rollovers have been seen, higher tops, higher bottom formation happening. So everything is positive in the stock. But at this point, the risk reward, if I'm buying here, the risk reward is not favorable. So I would not be too keen. For Ipca Lab, probably one can keep a stop loss of 850, buy Ipca Lab. Again, really more for trading bet for 5 to 6% upside, not a very major upside from here on. Structure is good, but I would add declines for a major portion. But at the current juncture, if somebody wants to trade it, keep a stop loss of 30 points, play for targets of 50 to 60 points.
Right. Apart from the names that we've discussed, Gaurav, anything that comes to your radar that one should be watching out for?
See, the Reliance has been in our on our radar, and we have seen multiple breakouts sort of happening in Reliance industry. So, and when markets are choppy, as you said, it's always better to stick with the names which are large cap, which will not fall much, and which are already giving strong support area, strong push in Nifty as well. So, in my opinion, one can keep a stop loss of 25-40 Reliance play for 26-20 kind of levels. Once it gives a close about 26-20, it can move towards 26-60 as well. So, in my opinion, Reliance is one that should be on the radar.
Right, so these are a few of the names one should be watching out for as well. Thank you, Gaurav, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views. So it's an interesting market that we are seeing where clearly you've seen Nifty as well as Sensex, which has now come into the positive with gains of around 1/10 to 0.2% coming in there. Clearly, you have Bank Nifty, which continues to underperform the benchmark indices and trade. It's trading under pressure with cuts of around 0.3 to 0.4% coming in. You have the Pharma Index, which is the top gaining sector, whereas the Metal Index continues to be the top losing sector for a second consecutive session as well. If you see in terms of few of the names, you have Adani Power, which is in focus on the back of the 72.7 million shares that have changed hands in multiple deals, a large block that has come in on that counter. Nazara Technologies is up in trade as they're investing in Israeli-based game developer Snacks Games, and it's approximately 4.15 crores is what they would be investing in that one. A lot of approvals coming in. So your EV makers like a JBM Auto, as well as if you talk about Electra, both these counters are up in trade as we speak. And this is clearly on the back of the cabinet approval that has come in as well. Clearly, the cabinet has approved the PM e-bus Seva, and the scheme envisions 10,000 new electrical buses that will be deployed. And the outlay of the scheme is set at almost 57,613 crores, and 100 cities will be a part of the pilot project. And this has come in. Overall. So clearly, Electra as well as JBM Auto, these are few of the names that will be in focus and beneficiaries of this scheme as well. So lots to watch out for in trade today. An interesting day of trade, but clearly, in terms of where markets are ending, if you see, it is absolutely on the borderline, but we've not been able to surpass the 19,450 mark in trade. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on BQ Prime. Please stay tuned.